Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Market Today. This is the last 1.5 hour of trade of Wednesday, which is turning out to be another fantastic day for bulls on the Lal Street. Not only do you have the monthly expiry of the Bank Nifty, but that hasn't deterred the bulls from moving further and further ahead. In this case, 52,920 for you, 318 points higher. Needless to say, this is a fresh record. And on the Nifty, you have a fresh move coming in, 23,859, 137 points higher. Actually, it's a race between Nifty and Bank Nifty to see which index will outperform the other. And the two stocks that are making this advance possible are the two of the heaviest index weights on the index. At the moment, the rally is now fed by Reliance Industries Limited. Today, 86 points higher, 2994. I can't remember the last time I saw a 3 percentage point uptick on Reliance in a single day, and this is driven by also very, very high volumes. I'll just let you know the number in terms of the amount traded as far as the number of crores are concerned. Reliance is showing a volume in excess of 1,864 crores, which is fairly decent. As far as the top traded counters are concerned today, it's Garden Reach Shipbuilders, which is up 10% at 2143, again a record high. 3,150 crores worth of shares have been traded. Vedant, it saw a very heavy block deal in early part of trade, now 2.5% lower, 443, about 6,584 crores worth of shares in Vedant have been traded. And apart from that, if you look at the 140 point rise on the Nifty, stocks that have contributed to this uptick apart from Reliance have of course been the other banks. SBI, which is up 0.5%, 846. ICICI has contributed 30 points. Reliance has contributed 76 points. Bharti Airtel, one of the biggest spenders in this spectrum auction that's happening over the past few days, is also emerged 1.5%, 2.6% higher. And of course, Kotak and Ultratech Cement. What is pulling the Nifty down? Not any index heavyweights. M&M pulling the Nifty down by about 9 points. Bajaj Auto 5 points. Hindalco, Apollo Hospitals 4 points each. And of course, a minor red tick on Titan. That's the situation as far as the blue chips are concerned, but the rally is across the board, ladies and gentlemen. The Nifty 500 index is also up 76 points. Business today tax 19 indices for you out of 19. Just 3 are in the red. The rally today is led by the Nifty Energy Index 1.1% higher, 40,728. And why shouldn't that be? Its main stock Reliance itself is up 3.5%. What we'll do with you is we'll get in touch with Mr. Hemen Kapadia, Senior Vice President of Institutional Equity Research at KR Choksi Stocks and Securities. Namaste, Hemen. What a pleasure to welcome you after maybe 6 months. I know you've been very busy making money, not only for institutional clients, but for yourself as well. But today is the day of the big boys. Reliance 3% higher. Yesterday it was HDFC Bank, and it's powered both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty to record highs. How do you see sentiment on the Lal Street, and is this a cause for concern, or are we headed higher and higher?
Very good afternoon to you, Mr. Bhatnagar. Thank you for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure. And yes, it's been a long time. Our interactions are sorely missed and fondly remembered. Like you mentioned, I think Reliance Industries and HDFC Bank, Mr. Bhatnagar, have been sort of kept back in the sense, if I were the market, I have kept these on a relay, on the last leg of the relay to 24,500. Two things. HDFC Bank, Mr. Bhatnagar, has been sideways for almost 3 years. If you go back traditionally in time, maybe 15-20 years ago, you see HDFC Bank and Kotak Bank leading the private sector bunch. Okay, this time that's not happened. Both of them have taken almost quarter to 3 years, Mr. Bhatnagar, of doing nothing comparatively. while it's the Axis and the SBIs and the ICICI banks which have led the bank nifty. So 1725 is a level as far as HDFC Bank is concerned, Mr. Bhatnagar. Historically, on the weekly chart, it has never closed above it. It's gone above it a couple of times, but in terms of closing, it has never. So one, if this happens, 1725 close above by HDFC Bank, I think it opens the doors for a 400 point upside, if not more. And if a blue stock takes 3 years to consolidate, Mr. Bhatnagar, I would say the next couple of years should be good, obviously, with corrections. Reliance in 21 weeks, Mr. Bhatnagar, of between 2720 on the downside and 3018 on the upside. So now once again we are on the cusp of a breakout. I mean to say cusp because we need a closing on the weekly chart on a Friday evening. So if this happens, Reliance opens the doors for a 3300, if not a 3400. So yes, the markets are moved one way. They do feel a bit disconcerting. FOMO effect or whatever. I mean, whenever things move so fast, it creates an uneasy feeling. But like you said, I mean, uneasy feeling has been there and it's been moving up easily or uneasily. So what I'm trying to say is Reliance and HDFC Bank could propel it even higher despite the uneasy feeling that one feels or would normally expect, a rise, a retracement. It's like Rahul Dravid batting. There is no copybook market right now. It is like Kumar Yadav hitting sixes front, back, and centers.
Absolutely. What a wonderful analogy at a time when 2020 in the Caribbean is at its peak. But let me just tell viewers, Hemen is very fond of playing badminton, and that's a far pacier sport compared with even 2020. So Hemen, what we'll do now is that we'll try and look at the market from two lenses. One is Reliance and HDFC, because those are stocks that propel indices higher, and one is the 2020 game that we play for 5 hours, 5.5 hours, 6 hours on a daily basis. So your commentary so far was on a test match, which of course is going on very well, and newer and better players are now on the crease, which are helping to boost the score higher. Now let's talk about singles and doubles. Where do you see momentum within specific sectors building up for the better on the large street? Cement, I believe, is one space where a lot of fresh blood is coming into the market.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, we don't have a cement index to sort of capture the moment on pure technicals. But like you mentioned, normally it starts with probably an Ultratech cement. It normally leads the entire cement pack, Mr. Bhatnagar. And that is what has happened. We've had a small correction. Now we've staged a comeback. So you look at Ultratech, you look at Dalmia, you look at Ramco Cement. I think all of them are shaping up well. So yes, I think Ultratech needs to close about 11,300, but I believe sectoral musical chairs are at play, and cement is one sector which has got the fancy, or at least the price movement seems to suggest that there is something happening which we are not aware of, and seems to be more positive than negative. So the entire cement pack is poised very nicely for a further upside. Something like in India Cements. 15-17% upside on a single day. It's an F&O stock. So something like that is obvious that it's got the fancy of people, and I believe many of them have turned better even positionally on the longer term chart. So as of now, I think the budget is on 22nd. Difficult to say how and what will happen in the budget or after that. But I think just keeping that event in mind, I think cement should remain positive with some ifs and buts till the budget.
Fair point. So in this space, what would be your top pick? The other perhaps reason for this background chatter on cement is one or two acquisitions that have happened in the past 2-3 months, and of course we have the AGM of ACC and Ambuja Cements. Now that they are under a different very aggressive management, let's see what kind of news comes out from the AGM. But point taken, yes, India Cement is an out and out outperformer in F&O charts today. I believe that's the top gainer, sir.
Yes, I think ACC that you mentioned, Mr. Bhatnagar, another very, I wouldn't say peculiar, but a very curious case. Simply because market is shooting up, ACC peaked at an all-time high of 2785 in September 22, and till then we haven't posted a fresh all-time high. So once again, obviously, a lot of these are ifs happening, Mr. Bhatnagar. But if 2750 gets taken out by ACC, that too after 2 years, I think this will add fuel to the fire that Reliance and HDFC Bank are promising to start. So I think if many of these, if many of these stocks are shaping up to do what they are, and they are sentiment-wise, reputation-wise, weightage-wise, they are important stocks. So I believe that, like we mentioned the beginning of the our conversation, that yes, I think higher and higher it is the markets, and some of these stocks seem to indicate that despite concerns or whatever, I think they are set for higher and higher.
Absolutely, sir. And it's a kind of a spring that's coming out, especially in mid cap and small cap cement. They haven't really done anything at all over the last maybe 2 or 3 years, despite this roaring bull market that we've seen on many sectors. So it's, how should I say, a pent up demand at a time when manufacturing, at a time when infrastructure has been created. We haven't seen this kind of a upswing happening in as a secular trend in the cement space. So well, let's hope there are good news and good days ahead for cement, because it's under-owned, it's undervalued, it's underappreciated, and of course people need newer and better ideas on a regular basis now. So cement it is, and that's what Heyman describes his picks as. Let's come to another how should I say, frothy point in the market, Heyman, and that's like defense. It pains me. I feel very hesitant in asking about Garden Reach. I feel a little edgy when I look at Masgaon and Cochin on a regular basis. For people who spent about 25 years, 30 years in the market, we've seen these rallies, and we've seen the aftermath of those rallies. How do you convince yourself that this is a good time and it will continue to roll?
Well, frankly speaking, one needs to pinch yourself first, looking at these things. And yes, like earlier times when you had the railway and fertilizer move before the budget, and then things would fizzle out. But this time, defense is anything but defensive. It's completely offensive, Shail. It's like shoot first and ask questions later movie dialogue. Yeah. So, frankly speaking, whether it's GRSE or Masgaon or Cochin, I don't think there is anything left, frankly speaking, in terms of stocks, because everything is sort of in the price. There is one stock which has been relatively calm. Looking at what has happened to the market, Bharat Dynamics has been range bound for 6.5 weeks now. So this is something which could be interesting, simply because everything else has done well and phenomenally well. It's not that Bharat Dynamics hasn't done well, but in a market where everything is going haywire, this stock is consolidating for 6 weeks. So one gets the feeling that above 1660, this stock has a propensity to surprise on the upside.
Okay, now let's try and draw the long-term chart of Bharat Dynamics. This is a very important point that Heyman mentions, that relatively speaking, BDL has not performed as well as Cochin, as well as Garden Reach, and as well as of course HAL. Therefore, it just might surge dramatically from these levels. Remember, this is a stock split adjusted price that we are seeing till about 2 weeks ago. this price was very different, about 3000. I think the readjustment is 1:1. Let me confirm that. But of course, this is something that is really good as far as charts are concerned. And even at current prices, Bharat Dynamics is at all time high. What you see 2810 actually is the pre-split price. So please don't get misled with the price. It's at a record high. This should be somewhere like 3200 if you just double it. Therefore, that is what needs to be kept in mind. One stock that really caught the fancy and started this entire rally was BEL, and that's the one which somehow has kept itself quiet, although again at a record high, but it hasn't seen the frenzied buying that we've seen in shipbuilders and of course Hindustan Aeronautics. What would you think would be a sensible view on BEL?
Oh yes, absolutely agree with Michelle that relatively it has been slightly slower of the blocks. Having said that, currently it seems to be on the cusp of a correction, but a minor correction though, because the weekly monthly charts seem to look pretty copacetic and sanguine, indicating a further upside. But yes, I think the 230 to 320 move in around 8 trading sessions seems to have taken a little bit of steam from its move. So a small period of consolidation is underway. Maybe it comes to 290 once on a smaller decline. I'm not sure if there's too much of a downside below 285. Post that, a move above close about 320 should mean a correction has come to an end and a resumption of its medium to longer term move.
Fair point. This is of course one of the quietest charts, but remember about 3.5 years ago, the rally on defense actually kick-started with BEL. This company still has an order book which is 3x its annual sales. The order book stands at about 76,000 crore rupees. The top line is somewhere like 22,000 crore rupees. So keep an eye out for BEL. Those with the slightly how should I say calmer pulse in the market can look at BEL instead of Garden Reach, instead of Cochin, instead of Hindustan Aeronautics, and still enjoy the same benefits. The chart itself says 52% higher in 3 months. One thing that's happened, Hemant, is this lovely change in our expectations from the markets. When we both started, the long term was 5 years, medium term was 2 to 3 years, and the short term was less than a year. Now short term is now and the long term is by end of the day.
Well, yes, I think it's like Test cricket is going to be not played much. Like you said, our 5-year long term has turned into a 30-minute Domino's pizza delivery time. So I guess it's turned topsy-turvy actually.
Yes. There is this lovely anecdote in the 1980s when the Nikkei was at its all-time high thereabouts. The Japanese finance minister, this is again an anecdote, I don't know how much whether it's true or not, but this is a conversation that the Japanese finance minister had with the top yen trader of a Japanese bank, and he invited him over lunch and asked him, what do you think of the yen? So the trader says, Mr. Finance Minister, I have 3 views in the for the yen, which is the long term and the short term, and of course the really long term. So so the FM says, let's begin with the really long term view. What do you think the yen should be, say 1 year from now or 3 years from now? So the trader looks to him in aghast eyes and says, for me, the real long term is 10 minutes. So that's the only view that I have in the market. What will happen 10 minutes later? With that, Mr. Kapadia, I must request you to give us 2 stock picks for the medium term. which look good on technical charts, as also have a underlying fundamental reason to appreciate, something that sensible investors can hold on for say next budget, March 2025?
Sure, I'll go with the easier one. We've already spoken about it, but Reliance is, I think, uh, I mean, Reliance is an industry or a sector in itself.
Yes,
Despite Geo, I think there are retail and a lot of other things still embedded in Reliance, which would offer a lot of value. And technically, we are in an uptrend. We have been for some time and hitting and breaking out. So, Reliance, I feel, is a must if you are going to invest from a slightly longer point of view. So, this is a clear pick. And the second one is once again a no-brainer. HDFC Bank share 3 years of doing nothing, you're getting a blue chip stock in a raging bull market, which is technically cheap. Fundamentally, is not that's not my expertise, but technically, you're getting a stock like HDFC Bank. I think just go ahead and buy it. It should be 2200, if not 2400, in the next year or year and a half. So it looks great technically, and I believe it's a blue chip company, so the fundamentals also would support what I assume on charts. Share.
absolutely. Hemen, Sakshi has joined us on the show. She wants to take the final question to you.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Himen, and good afternoon, Shell. Good to be speaking to both of you, and a great day to welcome Himen. It's been a roaring market that we've been seeing newer highs on the Nifty, and we hope that this momentum now sustains. We are closer to the budget. I do not know if you've already discussed with him. Right ahead of the budget, where are you keeping your eyes out on? And if one comes to you and asks you, I want to buy some stocks ahead of the budget, what will you tell Himen?
Well, good afternoon to you, Sakshi. Thank you for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I have a feeling that fertilizer has run its course. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but I don't expect anything spectacular as far as fertilizers is concerned. I believe there would be some focus on, I think, the rural economy. So, FMCG stock wouldn't be a bad idea. And yes, I think the focus on railways, I think we've had more than one stock that by 2027 we'll be getting railway tickets on demand. India is a huge country, massive railway network. And to achieve something like this along with a bulletin in place, I believe the railway story, despite the run up, maybe there would be a small cool off happening from time to time. I still believe there is a lot more headroom there because the infrastructure and the setup needed for a ticket on demand is still going to drive the stocks and the sector. So I would say something like a railway wouldn't be a bad idea at all. And two stocks that I just spoke with Shell, I think they are irrespective of the budget. Reliance and HDFC Bank, no brainer.
Reliance and HDFC Bank, no brainer. So that's the word coming in. Thank you so much, Himen, for being with us on this very special edition. Always a pleasure to host you on Business Today and for those valuable insights. 152 points higher, 23,874 for the Nifty viewers. And it's the top mover, of course, Reliance Industries, as Himen said. It's 3,008 now on Reliance Industries, a very sharp move of 3.5%. Very rarely does it move, and when it moves, it's a very sharp up move on Reliance Industries, and nearly 1% higher. The other one that's been moving up is again Bharti Airtel, 3.9% higher now, 1471. Remember from yesterday and from also a month and a half before, we've been discussing the telecom space ad nauseum, and of course Bharti Airtel within that space again. It's a move to the top point of the day, 1470 right now, and it's a very, very interesting move on Bharti Airtel, Shell, and looks like Bharti Hexacom will be also the next one that we'll have to continue to keep an eye out on.
Okay, let me just give you a background why that's happening, and while I talk about it, the PCR will fire Idea Cellular, that's Vodafone Idea, Indus Star, and of course Reliance. Sakshi, the underlying logic is spectrum sales. Yesterday, the bidding was muted at 11,600 crores. This is the government auctioning spectrum across four bands: 9,900 megawatts, 1800 megawatts, and there are two more. I'll get you the band sizes. So Bharti has emerged as the largest bidder for about 8,000 crores. This is news as of yesterday evening. Today's prices will be updated again. So that's the reason why you see this uptick in Reliance, 3% higher. It runs Reliance Jio. Bharti Airtel is 4% higher. Reliance and Bharti Sakshi are contributing 85 and 35 points respectively to Nifty's 140. So that's together put about 110 points. 120. So 120 out of 140 are by these two stocks. Look at Idea Cellular. This is now crossed the 18 rupee Rubicon. I think Idea Cellular is up 4.5%, 5%. And what is rallying? And you will see better prices on Industar, 2.5% higher, 351.70. So this is the reason for the telecom rally, Sakshi. Host of other counters, TTML. People don't remember this, but Tata Tele Maharashtra Limited used to be a player at one point of time. That's also abuzz with gains. And telecom equipment services providers are also buzzing. Sakshi.
Absolutely. Bharti Hexacom also about 9% higher in trade.
I didn't notice Hexacom.
Yes, Bharti Hexacom is also at the top point of the day, and it's been buzzing. Last 15-20 minutes odd, it's moved up even further and is now at the top point. Yes, 9.4%. That's the screen. That's the stock in front of you. 1269. Very strong move on this one. I think it's now building on 10% higher now on Bharti Hexacom. So a very, very strong surge that can be seen, and this is a space that we will continue to watch. Remember, we had been highlighting this entire space for you for the last 1 month or so. We do have another guest now joining in, Vinay Rajani, Senior Technical Analyst. HDFC Securities is with us. Warm welcome, Vinay. Thank you so much for taking the time out. We've been discussing this entire buzz within the telecom space, of course, starting with Bharti Airtel and Reliance Industries, right from the Nifty movers to even the telecom equipment suppliers, even the subsidiary companies like Bharti Hexacom, those where the deals have been happening, Indus Towers, the entire space is a buzz. Now, one seems to be spoiled for choice, but where would you pick as a technical analyst when it comes to telecom movers?
Yeah, so as you said, the entire telecom space has started performing very well. The Bharti Airtel has registered a new all-time high today. Reliance is also moving and on the verge of registering an all-time high. So if you were to look at the Reliance is actually giving a breakout from last 5 months consolidation. This has been a very long consolidation, and a stock like Reliance, which has not participated that much or not, we can say not took the lead in this market. But now it seems that it is on the verge of breaking out of the pattern of last 6 months. So above around the highest level was the 3030, and now above that level it is a clear-cut breakout. So now sector is supporting well. Now today Bharti Airtel, Indus Tower and Bharti Hexacom, as you said, all have been started performing well. And Reliance is a breakout from the last 5 months consolidation. So I would go, if I were to choose only one stock out of this pattern, then I would first give preference to Reliance Industry, which we already recommended to our clients for the short-term trading, and followed by the Bharti Airtel, which has just registered a new all-time high. So looking great right now. The rotation is going up very nicely. Today cement and this telecom sector has started performing well. So I think this is going to last, and this is a large cap rally in which we have to participate, and preference should be given to large cap as compared to mid cap and small cap. So Reliance is one of my favorite stock from the telecom space, followed by Bharti Airtel.
Okay, there is an interesting spot that Mr. Kapadia mentioned, Sakshi, and I'll bring it to your notice as well. I'm requesting the PCR to draw a very, very long-term chart of Reliance. Two important developments have happened. One, this comes at a time when market was looking at for leadership. We'd seen a very, very sharp rally in most Nifty stocks, and thus far, which was about 23,500 is where the rest of the market bought the Nifty to. Now this sideways band that you see, Sakshi, for the last 1 year is actually 21 weeks.
Okay.
This is a very important technical note that Reliance is moving out of a 21-week consolidation and now charting a record high. breakouts from such consolidative phase generally result in higher moves, and HDFC Bank is moving out of an even longer consolidation wave. So please do not treat these stocks as intraday punts or 1 week, 2 week rallies. If you don't have them, there is still chance.
Absolutely. So that is what both our guests have highlighted him in earlier, and now even Vinay is looking at the same space again. Vinay, the other space that seemed to have got all the attention today is the entire cement pack. How are you looking at this space? Stocks like Ultratech Cement on the one side, Grasim as well, and of course ACC Ambuja as among those large caps, but India Cements, JK Lakshmi, Ramco, the lower rung cement space, and of course this entire buzz that news flows have been telling us that Adani Group is now looking at merging the entire cement business, which is spread within many companies. So a lot of merger consolidation going to take place. How are you looking at this?
Yeah, so definitely large cap, because of the large caps outperformance, Ultratech Cement is looking great, and another stock which is there in the F&O segment also is India Cement. So India Cement actually leading from the front, that is up by 14% with a significant jump in volume. So since morning it has been showing strength, and other stocks have actually. So India Cement followed by Ultratech Cement. So Ultratech Cement is nice setup on the charts. Ultratech Cement, we can say technically there is a flag pattern breakout on the chart. So these are the two stocks which are likely to outperform. They have done very well, exceptionally well since morning, and still look sustainability can be seen in this particular stocks, Ultratech Cement and the India Cement. So Ultratech Cement, if I were to choose one stock at 11,130 odd levels, I would go long in Ultratech Cement with a 2% stop loss, and one can expect a target of 11,700. So 3 to 4% further upside in next 2-3 sessions is possible in Ultratech Cement. In mid cap segment, I like a stock like Heidelberg Cement, which has shown some nice reversal formation on the charts, and quite a good setup on the overall medium to long term pattern. So Heidelberg Cement from the mid cap space I like, and in the large cap segment I like Ultratech Cement.
Okay, got that. Markets are at record highs, further inching higher. 78,710 on the Sensex. The Nifty Bank is at 52,934. So, just close to that 53,000 mark. The Nifty also is inching closer to 23,900 now. It's just about 25 points away from the 23,900 mark. All of it that has happened between yesterday and today, a very strong surge that can be seen. So, up ki baar 24,000 has to happen, no? I mean, I hope there is no, should I not say it? Every time I say it, it gets jinxed.
No. No question of getting it jinxed. The only question is when and how. See, Sakshi, if RIL and HDFC Bank are moving, they are about 20% of the Nifty, right? 11 and 9% respectively. And beyond that, ICICI, Axis, Kotak have also started to move. Add another 10% of these three put together. So 30% तो बढ़ ही रहा है ना, मतलब there is absolutely zero probability of Nifty not going to 24. But beyond 24, let's see. मतलब 120 पॉइंट ही तो रह गए हैं, और मतलब जिस हिसाब से चल रहे हैं, तो we are on 26th. The bet is before 30th June or after 30th June. And you and I will be here when Nifty crosses 30K.
Hopefully so,
this
yes.
This is a compounding instrument. One must understand that all compounding instruments do only one thing. The direction is up. You just might have bouts of profit booking, and you just might have corrections. But because it's an index, because it's an actively managed index, it has to go up. I started at 1,000 Nifty.
Oh wow.
And we are at 23,800. And I hope to see 50 in this lifetime.
You'll see even 1 lakh. You'll see even 1 lakh. So that's what we are hoping, and that happens as it does. I mean, like, we're not going to get greedy.
So let's get Mr. Rajani into this conversation. Sir, when you joined the sector, in the markets, what was the value of the Nifty?
Shailji, please come again. There was some technical issue. I
Okay.
could not hear you.
I'm just asking, sir, when you joined equities research, what was the value of the Nifty at that point of time?
When I joined, it was 2006, and at that time, I can see the Nifty was
Four and a
at
half thousand.
around, yeah, around 4,000, 4,500. Yeah.
Yes. देखो कितना मेरे को याद रहता है.
Wow.
And
That's
there's so
brilliant.
many anecdotes in my life on the Nifty. You know, Sensex on 30th September 2001, after the carnage of the World Trade Center, was sub 3,000.
Wow.
We are at 78,000.
Oh my God.
So have faith, it will happen.
Yes, absolutely. Let's again get chatting on something else that's also buzzing. I'll share with you some PSU stocks, Vinay. Irida, let's look at that one. And let's also look at Hudco. They're trading with gains today. And this is also coming on the back of a report which is now stating that the upcoming budget could introduce provisions that will help secure cheaper funds for both these companies. Now, we do not know any confirmation on this. These are just news reports that I'm reading out, but probably that could have been a key reason again. Remember, yesterday we also had Asim to talk about Irida as a stock, and he was talking about the railway space. But let's get Vinay sir to talk about it. Vinay ji, charts कैसे लग रहे हैं दोनों के?
Yeah, so Irida is a clear-cut breakout. In today's session, the volume has been significant. The price has jumped more than 5%, and there was a consolidation going on for last 5-6 weeks. And I think it is on the verge of breaking out from that consolidation. For last 3-4 sessions, there have been a significant jump in volume. So the technical setup of Irida is quite strong. While Hudco, we need some confirmation because consolidation is still there. However, the primary trend of the Hudco is quite positive. The resistance which I see is around 294. Once we see this level to be taken out on the higher side, there will be a breakout on that on the short-term charts. So there is a breakout about 294 in the Hudco. Once that is taken out, we can expect a momentum coming back in the stock, and that can lead to a new all-time high and beyond. So overall setup of Irida and Hudco, both our primary trend is bullish. Only thing in Hudco we need to watch for the 294 level, and Irida is a clear-cut breakout. So as of now, if preference should be given, I would go for the Irida rather than Hudco, and above 294 I would consider Hudco also.
Okay, and I think our colleague Asim is also now with us to share one more PSU railway space stock also to highlight today. Right? Do you have a railway stock for us today, Asim? What's buzzing?
Yeah, Sakshi, I have a railway stock today which has hit a record high. This stock is Titagar Rail Systems,
Okay.
and it rose over 4% even as Chrysler revised its credit ratings. So I would like to mention that the rally in the railway stocks is supported by the hopes of continued spending on infrastructure. And another sentiment booster for railway stocks is a recent announcement by Indian Railways that they would be manufacturing an additional 2,500 general class coaches beyond the current annual production schedule to reduce overcrowding in trains. And this one, the Titagar Rail Systems, is into the manufacturing of rolling stock for railways. So it has clearly benefited from that announcement. Today it was trading in the overbought zone, and its RSI stood at 71.7. Its turnover was among the highest on the BSE. It stood at rupees 444 crore, and 27 lakh shares changed hands on BSE in the current trading session. It's also trading above all the short-term and long-term moving averages. It has gained 241% in a year and risen over 1600% in 2 years. The stock is also among the top picks of brokerage Morgan Stanley. The brokerage expects the stock to benefit from the infra theme of the government expenditure. Back to you, Sakshi.
All right, thanks a lot, Asim, for that update. Yes, a very strong surge within Titagar Rail today. Let's get Vinay ji to comment. Railway space, hit or a miss even now ahead of the budget. What would you say, Vinay?
one of the stock which is trading at an all-time high. So in recently we have seen that this stock is outperforming the other stocks like other PSU space like RVNL and the Ircon Infrastructure Airtel. They have been showing some profit booking signs, but this is the stock which is altogether showing different momentum and continuously making new all-time high. So Titagar Vegan is looking strong. So with a trailing stop loss basis, one can consider it. As of now, I can see support around 1590, which is a strong support, and today's low is also around 1600. So 1590 to 1600 is a strong support for the short term, and that can be utilized as a stop loss as well. And we should keep it on a trailing stop loss basis. That would be the nice strategy because the stock is trading at its all-time high. So better not to anticipate any particular target, but keep on trailing the stop loss. The stop loss should be around 1590 right now. So this is the only stock which is right now performing and is showing some momentum, but other stocks are actually consolidating or either showing some profit booking signs. So this is a unique stock in this particular space, railway space, and keeping one can continue to hold the long position with the trailing stop loss of 1590.
Right. Titagarh was somewhere, Sakshi. We'll get the PCR to fire the long-term chart of Tita. This is, my internet is a little weak here, but this is it. See, 3x in 1 year. So 3x actually means it was at 560. 560. 18, हाँ, ठीक है. So that's how it works. A 3x return in a single year, ladies and gentlemen, and that's true for JWL, which is Jupiter Wagons. We'll try and fire that stock as well. That's in sub 700 category, but it's climbed above 7 also. Again 3x in 1 year. And why forget Tex Maco Rail. That's I think at 220 or something, if I'm not mistaken, all time high. Yes, 220, 2x. So maybe a catch up is due as far as Tex Rail is concerned. But Sakshi, till about 3 years ago, Tex Maco Rail had a rights issue of less than 30 rupees, and from then it's up 7 times. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how value that is created, and it is in frenzy that people say, "Arey yaar, liya hota."
Yes.
या अब ले लें. Mr. Rajani, how many calls do you get on a daily basis from your friends which you forgot in college, asking about यार ये तो गलती हो गई, बेच दिया, क्या करें, या इस वक्त मार्केट में वापस कैसे आएं?
Can you come again, Shailji?
Mr. Rajani, I am asking how many of your old friends have got back in touch with you in this frenzied bull market? People calling up after 5, 7, 10 years ki, we've missed this rally, what do we do?
Yeah, so basically it's a part of game, part of the stock market, and this time the rally is quite a long. So for last 3 continuous years, we have got a nice returns as an investor. So it is always, I think this kind of situation will keep on happening as a trader. So most of the people in the market is always looking for the short term gains, और जहाँ पे winner होते हैं वो निकल जाते हैं. So they used to sell the winners and keep on holding their losers. So this is the market for the long-term investor, medium-term investor. If you keep on holding the good stock, then it will definitely give a good return. So I think this is a time we have not seen in the past. In 2003 to 2000, it was a different phase bull market, but I think this market is much bigger than that kind of bullishness. So this kind of feeling will keep on coming. The queries will keep on coming, but those who are involved in the short-term trading, they will keep on having that kind of feeling that we are missing out somewhere. So it is better to find out a good stock and keep holding it for the long term.
Okay. Shell, Bharti Hexa is now 17.5% higher in trade. It could be on course to hit that 20% circuit. 1363 right now.
Let me give you some details. Bharti Hexacom is the Rajasthan circle. I have some data on that. Let me just give you the bidding number for the Hexacom circle. Why don't you carry on, I'll get
Absolutely.
you some data. The IPO was, I think, at 850.
Yes, and it's been moving. If we look at the last, of course, major part of the move has just come in today, but in the last 1 month, 32% higher is what we have seen. Last 6 months, the stock has moved up about 67% odd. That's the kind of move that we have seen. It lied low for a bit after getting listed, but it's been on a one-way up move from the last 1 month odd or so, from the time we were hearing about the tariff hike news and the spectrum auction news. It has been consistently on an upward trajectory. Vinay, would you want to really catch this momentum or just leave it now because it's 18% higher?
Yeah, so it's obviously at 18% higher, risk reward is not favorable. But as we have been witnessing that and observing that this rotation is going on in the market, and telecom as a sector has started performing after a long time, and stocks like Reliance and the Bharti Airtel, the Indus Tower, the Idea also is participating well. So I think even after getting a 16% rally today, this can extend the rally, and from this level to 1400 level is very
Very
much
slow
possible.
internet.
Obviously, it is up 15%, could be a risky for the short term traders, but it is better to look for 2-3%, 5% dip, and ultimately I'm expecting that this will lead to a level of beyond 1400. So I think if you take a 1 to 2 week view, definitely things are looking very good for the stock, and Bharti Airtel is headed for the target of beyond 1400.
Okay, I'll get that data for you in a while, but for the moment we are at 251 and another great day. Let's look at the bank nifty chart. इसमें बड़े जलवे हैं, and remember it's the monthly expiry of the bank nifty right there in front of you, 300 points higher. Yesterday it was 900 points higher, and this rally is worth now 9% for the month of June. And Sakshi, if you look at the daily chart of the Nifty Bank, I'll request the PCI to kindly fire it, please. From the low of June 4th, the index has moved 6,900 points. That's a 14 percentage point uptick. ये देखिए, ये जो एक आपको dip दिख रही है, the low is 46,000. So from 46,000 it's 53 now. So that's 4 plus 3 7. 7 on 46 is about a 14% uptick. Mr. Rajani, do you track rollover data?
Could you come again, please? There is some technical issue, Shailji.
No issue. So do you track rollover data?
Yeah, so recently when I have not seen it and not observed any development, but Bank Nifty looks quite strong on the charts, and thanks to the private sector banks which is leading right now. So Bank Nifty is, I think, headed for the target of 53,600 immediately.
Fair point, Sakshi.
Right, okay. There is some news that I just wanted to point out with respect to Tata Motors for all our viewers. In an off-cam briefing to the media, MD Shailesh Chandra has been talking about the expansion plans on the EV space as far as Tata Motors is concerned. They want to expand the EV portfolio with 10 new products going forward from here. They've also said that they want to complete the passenger vehicle and the commercial vehicle business demerger by Q1 of next year. So the next trigger for Tata Motors could be coming in the way of demerger as well. So that's one news that I just wanted to highlight. And this is also as the company is looking to grow profitability of the EV business as well. So that could be an important one to track now from now onwards for Tata Motors. Vinay, Tata Motors performed a lot. It lied low for a long time, and now do you think this demerger news will be the next big trigger, and could that fuel a lot of fire again back into Tata Motors?
Yeah, so basically stock has done nothing for last couple of weeks, and it is into a purely consolidation. It is not participating in this rally. So we have seen that nice coming rally coming from the two-wheeler space like TVS Motor, and in the large cap segment, M&M has performed well. But talking about the Tata Motors, it is not moving at all. So the trend has been negative. We can say it is one of the underperformer. There is a long-term support around 920. So in that range, we can look at this particular stock. But as of now, the momentum is clearly lacking in this counter. Once we see momentum coming back and the level above, let's say 990,000, then we will definitely review it. But as of now, one should avoid because momentum is clearly lacking. The other stocks and sectors are giving opportunities, so we should consider and give preference to them.
Okay, but let's see a long-term chart also of Tata Motors. The stock has definitely outperformed in the last 1 year as well. In fact, in FY24, it was the top performing Nifty stock too. 66% kind of a surge is what we have seen on Tata Motors, and the best of the rally in many years as unfolded in front of us for Tata Motors and the investors on that front. So we'll see whether the momentum sustains and what these new triggers could really do to the stock prices also going forward from here, Shail.
Yes, actually. So, these days underperformance is just 66% in 1 year. Remember, a fixed deposit which I just got made gives you 6%. And
you know what I was discussing yesterday, I made a reel after the stock markets hit a record high level, and I said that everyone was saying market crash ho gaya. It was just on that Tuesday, and yesterday was Tuesday again, 4th June Tuesday, markets crashed, and from that time, just within 20 days, we've seen an 8.5% surge on both the Nifty and the Sensex. So, FD से तो ज़्यादा ही return आपको 20 दिनों के अंदर मिल गया stock markets में.
And not only that, Sakshi, who has made money? Only those who remained invested.
Retail investors.
People who got in, I am sure have again booked out after 2% कि कमाल ही हो गया, मजे आ गए, शाम की पार्टी के पैसे मिल गए. But and a vast majority, sadly, Sakshi, have lost money in this uptick because they never believed in the long-term outperformance of the market. Now the problem is that returns are coming so quickly that the normal expectation percentage has gone up dramatically, and that has also soured sentiment. We talk about Garden Reach, we talk about Cochin, we talk about HAL,
Yes.
BDL, BEML, BEL, in a manner that they should give us at least 10% a week. यहाँ पे पिछले ही 5 दिनों में 2 or 3 of them given us 10% a day, and that's sort of spoiled the expectation ratio of people who come in. They come in for a quick one and they end up burning their hands. Mr. Rajani, any good BTST, STBT trade in your mind?
I think private sector banks and the telecom sector, which we discussed just before. So Axis Bank is looking strong, which is trading at 1286. That can be looked at for 2-3% gain, and stop loss can be kept at around 1260. So I'm expecting Axis Bank to do well. The another stock which I like from the which is indirectly connected with the telecoms, with the Indus Tower, which is trading at 355. So there is a breakout from the consolidation. So keeping a stop loss at 347, one can expect a rally of let's say 15 rupees upside can be there. So 370 is the target for next 1 or 2 sessions, keeping a stop loss at 347. So Indus Tower and Axis Bank, these are the 2 stocks one can consider for the BTS.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll again look at Bharti Hexacom. Why? It's not surged further, it has come down a bit. In fact, now it's only 10% higher. It was up 18% that we were discussing. So there's a sharp U-turn that has also taken place. So that intraday move has happened, and probably people have booked out after that sharp surge. 1279. It's a complete U-turn that we are seeing in the momentum right now, just within minutes on Bharti Hexacom. So we'll continue to watch out for that one too. Meanwhile, we'll thank you, Vinay, for being with us on this very special edition, sharing with us all your thoughts and ideas and strategies to all our viewers. Hope you have a great time till we meet you next time on air. And let's now welcome Raghavendra Singh, market expert, back on the show with us. Warm welcome, Raghavendra, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Congratulations yet again. Stock markets at all-time high levels. No stopping, no let up in the kind of momentum that there is. Where do you see the markets headed?
Kalsi, very good afternoon. Sal, very good afternoon. Absolutely, we were discussing about this momentum that we are going to hit, new high very soon. Now we are heading towards 24,000. After that, I'm expecting 24,800, 25,000 level on the card. Apart from that, Bank Nifty is looking more stronger than Nifty. And Reliance, we have seen, the kind of open interest we are seeing in Reliance. I'm expecting a good breakout in Reliance above 3,000, and now the Reliance should stop near 3,300 level within 2-3 weeks. So I'm expecting Nifty to hit 25,000 with the help of Reliance, and the Bank Nifty should hit 55,000 with the help of HDFC Bank. So all leading counters who were the laggard, during the last momentum, I'm hoping all these two stocks should run up from here.
ओके लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, नमस्ते राघवेंद्र जी, पहले स्वागत है आपका। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने अपना समय निकाला और इतनी बढ़िया टिप्पणी दी। जस्ट अ पॉइंट ऑफ कॉशन, यस वी विल सी further record highs in the market, but let's just pause a bit for the moment. July is when you will have quarterly earnings in the first week itself, starting with Infosys and other tech players. So while a runaway market is always attractive to newer investors, one must be cautious after a rally which is 6.5% on the Nifty in the month of June so far, and now 9.1% in the case of Bank Nifty in the past 21 trading sessions only. Sakshi.
Okay, got that. Let's get you, Raghavendra, to talk about the top movers now. Reliance Industries, Bharti Airtel, Ultratech Cement, HDFC Bank. These seem to be the top biggest focus points in the markets today. And from yesterday onwards, we've been seeing a rally within some of them too. Where would you be really looking at buying after this move?
साक्षी, देखो अब रिलायंस में जो मोमेंटम हुआ है, ब्रेकआउट आया है 3,000 के ऊपर, तो मुझे लग रहा है कि वो एक मोमेंटम थोड़ा कंटिन्यू होगा। बहुत दिनों से ये जो स्टॉक रुका हुआ था 3,000 जाके बार बार नीचे आ रहा था, तो मुझे लगता है इस बार का जो ब्रेकआउट है वो कंटिन्यू होगा, सस्टेन होगा। सीमेंट सेक्टर डेफिनेटली थोड़ा से मुझे लगता है कि अभी बरसात का सीजन वगैरह स्टार्ट हो रहा है, तो स्टोरिंग एंड अदर थिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन, तो मुझे लगता है उसकी वजह से थोड़ा सा मोमेंटम है। बट अभी थोड़ी न्यूज भी है सीमेंट सेक्टर में, शायद प्राइस राइज हो सकता है, तो शायद उसकी वजह से थोड़ा सा मोमेंटम हो। बट मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा सा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग, बिल्कुल शैल ने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि जिस हिसाब से निफ्टी, बैंक निफ्टी ने मोमेंटम दिया है पिछले 20-25 दिनों में, तो मुझे लगता है कि ये मोमेंटम जो है कहीं जाके रुकेगा, लेकिन वो कौन सा लेवल होगा बता पाना मुश्किल है। तो मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि 200-300 पॉइंट का फॉल नहीं आ सकता, 400 पॉइंट का, लेकिन जो भी फॉल आएगा अभी यहाँ से जो है मुझे लगता है वो बाई ऑन डिप की स्ट्रेटेजी है। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू कैन सी द यू कैन चेक द एफआईआईज डेटा। सी एफआईआईज ऑलमोस्ट अभी 50% लॉन्ग में है, 50% शॉर्ट में है, तो मुझे लगता है जिस हिसाब से लॉन्ग बिल्टअप कर रहे हैं एफआईआईज, तो मुझे लग रहा है कि उनका डेटा जिस दिन 80% लॉन्ग 20% शॉर्ट में कन्वर्ट होगा, उसके बाद मुझे लगता है थोड़ा सा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आना चाहिए, बिकॉज इतनी लंबी बाइंग के बाद प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आएगा। आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग कि प्रॉफिट बुकिंग नहीं आ सकता। पीसीआर देख लीजिए, 1.5 के ऊपर है पीसीआर। ऑल डेटा इज सजेस्टिंग कि प्रॉफिट बुकिंग इज ऑन द कार्ड, but we have to wait for another 2-3 days for the profit booking.
Okay, that's a very sensible view that is coming in. 53,000 now almost on Nifty Bank. Sakshi, what we'll do is look at Bharti Hexacom again, and let's see the chart. So I have the data. So Hexacom operates two circles, Northeast and Rajasthan. Within Rajasthan, for the 1800 megahertz bidding matrix, there was 7 megahertz on sale. Price is 84 crores per megahertz, and Bharti is bid for 5. Let us see how much it gets. We don't know the answer for that one, but again this is what the bidding matrix is. And for the Northeast, where 2100 megahertz has been offered by the government, for 5 megahertz Bharti is bid for 5. Let's see whether it gets it or not. And for the last one, overall 11,260 crores worth of spectrum has been bid for yesterday, of which 8,273 crores has been bid by Bharti. So that's the reason why you see this. Bharti Hexacom is actually an acquisition that Bharti did in I think 2006. It was earlier called Sham Telecom, and the owner of Sham Telecom Mr. Mehrotra, if I'm not mistaken. He got shares of Bharti in exchange for his stake, and he became amongst the 10 biggest individual shareholders of Bharti Airtel in 2006. So that's the back end.
Okay.
Let me just check if he's still the individual shareholder, largest individual shareholder or not. But he created more wealth by selling his business and getting Bharti shares than by doing business and then making losses.
Very, very interesting. Okay, should we look at some other pockets then to see where exactly is the momentum building up? Let's look at the small cap names. Some of the stocks are really doing well, and especially within the power space, I can find now CESE doing well, 9.5% higher in trade. There's a somewhat kind of a move on even NTPC and the other power majors, but CESE is definitely a kind of a big
Record
move
high, I
on
think,
this
on
one.
CESE
I think
today.
so, 165.8. Okay, let's ask Raghavendra, what do you spot on this stock, and should the momentum be chased?
साक्षी आई थिंक अभी स्टॉक बहुत ज्यादा अप ट्रेंड में ऑलरेडी आ चुका है, ओवरबॉट जोन में है, so I'm not expecting a much higher level from this level. At least the stock has given breakout of 154 for the target of 175. So 175 is the highest level I'm expecting in this stock in near term. Apart from that, we can look for GMR Infra, GMR Airport. GMR Airport has given a very strong breakout over 99, 98 level. Now I'm expecting stock to touch 120, 125 levels in the month of July. Apart from that, there is one more stock, Natco Pharma, which is looking good on the chart. The delivery volume is good. So ठीक है, स्टॉक अभी नीचे है थोड़ा सा, बट मुझे लगता है कि ये दो स्टॉक है, GMR फार्मा, GMR एयरपोर्ट एंड नेटको फार्मा, ये दो स्टॉक ऐसे हैं जो मुझे लगता है कि नेक्स्ट मंथ में थोड़ा धमाल कर सकते हैं.
Okay, we'll continue to look at pharma space. Biocon at 3.8% higher now, 352 odd levels. Raghavendra, this stock has been momentum of late. Of course, it lied low for a bit, but it was consistently moving up, I think, about 2 weeks ago. Your sense on this one?
Yes, stock has given a strong breakout of 323. We discussed this on your channel, earlier in this month. I believe stock potential to 375, 380 level. One can buy and hold with the stop loss of 344.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are at 307. It's 23 minutes left to end this trade on Wednesday. Remember, we are looking at the monthly expiry of Nifty Bank, and it being T-1 today, Nifty will call it a day for June tomorrow. 23,857 for you, almost at its intraday high as well as record high. Let's share with you data on the top performers of the Nifty in this month as far as FNO is concerned. Well, we've seen a very, very sharp rally which has come into Shriram Housing Finance. The counter has been the top performer within the Nifty. It's appreciated to the tune of about 31-32% in the past 21 trading sessions. Done phenomenally well as far as the momentum is concerned. We have M&M up 16% as far as the monthly gain is concerned, and HDFC Bank is up 12%. So these are the kind of stocks that have rallied. Sakshi, one of the most surprising counters that is into losses is Maruti. It's down 4% in the past month, and it's rather surprising for me to see this move coming into Maruti. About L&T, it's flat, down 1.1%, nothing to be worried about. But Maruti down 4% in a time when M&M is up 16, Bajaj is up 6, Hero Motors is up 6.5%. Is a bit surprising for me. What else has gained? Tech Mahindra 13%, Wipro 12%, and the top cement player Ultratech 11%. So it's surprising when you look back कि हे भगवान, पूरे महीने इन सारे स्टॉक्स को मार्क किया और तब ध्यान नहीं दिया, अब जब महीना खत्म हो रहा है तो ये ऐसे ऐसे बढ़ गए.
Absolutely, absolutely.
अब ये राघवेंद्र जी का काम है। राघवेंद्र जी, इनमें से अगले महीने कौन सा बढ़ने वाला है ज्यादा?
देखिए शैल जी, अभी फिलहाल इस मंथ में आप देखो, टाटा मोटर हो, मारुति हो, सारे स्टॉक नीचे थे, ठीक है। बजाज, अशोक लेलैंड एंड जो है आपका M&M, ये 3 स्टॉक ने दिया। तो मुझे लगता है अगला मंथ ये 2 स्टॉक हो सकते हैं जो यहाँ से जंप करें। इनके अलावा IT स्टॉक्स में आप थोड़ी सी नजर रखें। मुझे लगता है IT में थोड़ा मोमेंटम आना चाहिए। परसिस्टेंट LTTS में बार बार आप लोगों के साथ डिस्कस करता हूँ। L&T ऑलरेडी हमारा ऊपर है काफी अच्छे लेवल से, और मुझे लगता है L&T में अभी और जो तेजी आ सकती है। देखिए अभी बजट आने वाला है, तो मुझे लग रहा है अगले मंथ का जो बजट होगा वो इंफ्रा, रेलवे, शिपिंग, थोड़ा इस पे फोकस हो सकता है। US में इलेक्शन है, तो मुझे लगता है कि IT पे ज्यादा फोकस होगा। तो ये मोमेंटम मुझे लगता है अगले महीने कंटिन्यू रहेगा। IT स्टॉक थोड़े से जंप कर सकते हैं यहाँ से।
ओके, आईटी स्टॉक्स जंप कर सकते हैं, तो इन सभी कंपनियों पर हम नज़र भी रखेंगे आगे जाते हुए। एक और स्पेस जो लगातार मैं ट्रैक कर रही हूँ, राघवेंद्र जी आपसे भी पूछ लेती हूँ, ये टेक्सटाइल स्पेस में आपको कैसा लग रहा है मूव? आज सुबह खबर आई, टेक्सटाइल मिनिस्टर ने कहा है कि PLI स्कीम को एक्सटेंड करेंगे। अब VIP क्लोथिंग आज 6% ऊपर है, गोकुलदास एक्सपोर्ट्स इज 5% हायर, वी आर ऑल्सो लुकिंग एट अरविंद फैशंस, रेमंड इज कंसिस्टेंटली ऑन स्ट्रॉन्ग मूव, नहार स्पिनिंग इज अप एंड अबाउट। ये पूरा ही स्पेस जो है काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है, और मूव भी काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग आया है पूरे स्पेस में अभी हाल फिलहाल में। यहाँ पर कहाँ नज़र रखेंगे आप?
मुझे लगता है कि एक बार रेमंड को देख सकते हैं, लेकिन देखिए कैसा है, ये न्यूज बेस है। जो इंटायर सेक्टर है वो न्यूज बेस पे चलता है। पूरे साल में 2-3 महीना ऐसा आता है जब मोमेंटम अच्छा होता है। तो अभी इलेक्शन है और अभी शायद बजट होने वाला है, तो उसकी वजह से थोड़ा सा हो सकता है टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री को बूस्टअप करने के लिए कुछ न कुछ सरकार इंसेंटिव दे सकती है। तो आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग बहुत बड़ा कुछ मूवमेंट आएगा, लेकिन यस रेमंड है कि मुझे लगता है थोड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है। इसके अलावा आदित्य बिरला फैशन, ABFRL, मुझे लगता है वो एक थोड़ा अच्छा स्टॉक दिख रहा है, वो देख सकते हैं। सेंचुरी टेक्सटाइल चार्ट बहुत अच्छा है, फॉलिंग वेज पैटर्न में थोड़ा सा डाउन साइड में आया है। मुझे लगता है 2250 2260 के आसपास अभी ट्रेड हो रहा है, तो 2240 का एक स्टॉप लॉस देके छोटा सा एक 100 रुपए के अब मूव के लिए यहाँ से बाई कर सकते हैं, रिस्क ले सकते हैं।
Absolutely. Century Textiles, ladies and gentlemen, is actually now a real estate company. Of course, it started as a textile company and they used to make the finest clothing. They still do, but the percentage of clothing business to real estate is dramatically low. And ditto for Raymond, started out as a mill. It still is a mill, but their real estate portfolio has expanded so much that it is now known as a real estate player. And why ignore Bombay Dyeing? Again, the largest landowner at one point of time in Mumbai, and of course a very well known textile brand as well, that's doing phenomenally well on the charts. 201, wow, I'm seeing the price after many months, so that's a big surprise and a very pleasant one too. And of course the fourth one, Godrej Properties. राघवेंद्र जी, आप मुंबई से हैं क्या?
जी हाँ सर,
मुंबई से आप हैं, तो बस आपको तो पता ही है कि किस तरीके से काया पलट हो गई है लोअर परेल की, जहाँ पे इन सब मिल्स के पुराने ऑफिसेज हुआ करते थे और अब उनको तब्दील कर दिया गया है रियल एस्टेट कॉन्डोमिनियम्स में।
काफी अच्छे कॉम्प्लेक्सेस बन गए वहाँ पे। पहले जो हम जाया करते थे स्टूडियो, जहाँ पे सारे मीडिया हाउसेस थे, वहाँ पे कमला जो मिल हुआ करता था, अब जाके देखिए वहाँ पे फिनिक्स और बड़े अच्छे स्टोर्स आ चुके हैं, बड़े ऑफिसेज आ चुके हैं। तो डेफिनेटली बहुत अच्छा। अभी जैसे आपने बताया गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, गोदरेज का जो समझ लीजिए कि मुंबई में कम से कम 15 से 20% लैंड होल्डिंग है अभी भी, जो कि ऐसे ओपन है, तो बहुत अच्छी है। बहुत अच्छा उनका लैंड बैंक है। रेमंड बहुत अच्छा लैंड बैंक है रेमंड का भी। मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले समय में ये सारे स्टॉक्स जो है धमाल मचाएंगे। मुंबई तो डेफिनेटली ग्रो कर रहा है, मुंबई और आसपास एरिया।
So Sakshi, I reached Mumbai for work in 2007 in Lower Parel. That's where all offices are, as Raghavendra ji mentions for media. It was a flat piece of land. There were 27 mills in Mumbai, in Lower Parel area, all shuttered except for Empire Mills where our office used to be. It wasn't a mill any longer. It had changed its structure. And in the last, so it's 12 plus 4, 16. in the last 16 years, all those 27 plots have been converted into, multi-story condominiums with heights of 100 stories. And none of the price has come down. You would imagine there was so much of competition कि फ्लैट वाले आपको बुला के कहेंगे लो जी सस्ता लो हमसे, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं।
शैल जी सबसे बड़ी बात क्या होती है जब आप फ्लैट वाले जब आपको फोन करते हैं लेने के लिए या फिर जब आप डील करते हो, जब आप उनसे पूछते हो सर क्या रेट चल रहा है अभी वहाँ पे लोअर परेल में, इट इज जस्ट लाइक कि वो बोलते हैं सर केवल 25 करोड़ मात्र, मतलब ओनली 25 करोड़। ये जो पीछे लगा देते हैं ओनली 25 करोड़, जैसे लगता है कि मतलब
तो राघवेंद्र जी, ये तो आप खुश नसीब है कि आपके पास फोन आता है, हमें तो फोन भी नहीं करते।
सर वो उसके आगे जो लगाते हैं ओनली, उसी से लगता है कि यार ये मतलब फिर हमको जाना चाहिए कि नहीं जाना चाहिए, मतलब इसलिए मतलब 25 करोड़ लगता है कि यार ये 25 रुपए है केवल, सर मात्र 25 रुपए में फ्लैट है।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल,
क्या बताऊं।
Meanwhile, Reliance has hit a record high, viewers, and it's 4.4% higher, 3,037, a very strong surge that can be seen, 3,031 right now, but yeah, it went up to about 3,037 today, which is its all-time high level, and very strong surge over here. What about the stock, Raghavendra? What next for Reliance, would you say?
रिलायंस अगेन देखिए अच्छा ब्रेकआउट है, मैं बोला वॉल्यूम बहुत अच्छा है, और आप रोल ओवर देखो, आप 88-89% का रोल ओवर इस स्टॉक में अभी तक हो चुका है, अभी भी एक दिन बचा हुआ है मुझे लगता है, और जहां पे आप देखिए ऑलमोस्ट 52% का ओपन इंटरेस्ट बिल्टअप है, तो स्टॉक तो बहुत बढ़िया है। मुझे लग रहा है कि स्टॉक में रोल ओवर ही बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है, तो हो सकता है जैसे मैंने बोला आपको कि अगले मंथ का मोमेंटम, अगले मंथ का तो स्टॉक ऑफ द मंथ होना चाहिए, दैट शुड बी और रिलायंस। आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग 3300 टारगेट फॉर रिलायंस with the stop loss of 2920, 2930, तो रिलायंस डेफिनेटली मुझे लगता है यही निफ्टी को 25,000 या 24,800 तक लेके जाएगा।
क्या बात है, तो घी शक्कर अगर आप खाते हो तो बताइए, भिजवाते हैं यहाँ से।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर जी, मैं तो चाहता हूँ निफ्टी जाए, हम सब मिलकर निफ्टी को ऊपर ले जाए, प्रॉफिट बुकिंग भी आती रहे बीच बीच में, इन्वेस्टर का पैसा बने और लोग हमको और आपको देखें यहाँ पे।
चलिए, ये बात तो आपने बिल्कुल सही कही। अब ऐसा करते हैं, ज़रा रैप अप करना शुरू करते हैं। 3:17 हो गए हैं और बाज़ार ने आज बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त धमाल मचाया है। रिलायंस आपके सामने है, और जब रिलायंस चलता है तो पूरी दुनिया देखती है। वो कहते हैं ना, एक कहावत है, हाथी चले बाज़ार, तो
बिल्कुल सही कहा।
तो वही आपके सामने स्थिति है कि जो देश की सबसे बड़ी, सबसे वैल्यूबल मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन की कंपनी है, वो अब आपके सामने 21 हफ्ते के एक बैंड को तोड़ती हुई धमाके के साथ चलती हुई दिख रही है। 3,000 करोड़ टर्नओवर आज रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज़ में, 4% ऊपर। बहुत बढ़िया मूव आपको आता हुआ दिख रहा है वेदांत में। 442 काउंटर नीचे है, लेकिन ध्यान दीजिए यहाँ पर एक प्रोमोटर लेड ब्लॉक डील हुई है। ऑलमोस्ट समझ लीजिए कि 7,000 करोड़ का ट्रांजैक्शन हो चुका है वेदांत पर। HDFC बैंक 3,688 करोड़। व्हाट इज़ गुड साक्षी, कि in the first 22 stocks in the Nifty most active trading list, 16 are in the green. So this points to the fact that how the broader markets have also performed, and a great move that is coming in a lot of mid caps. You've marked CESE. I can't remember the last time CESE rose 12%. It's a very quiet Calcutta based company called Calcutta Electric State Corporation, something like that. It's by the Goenka Group, and up 170, up at 170. What's happening on Mazgaon Dock? 2% higher, 4,070. What's happening on Indus Stars? 3% higher, 355. I think one of the stocks, I rarely stick my neck out naming a particular stock, but Indus Stars is something that you should be looking forward to in the coming month, as also in the coming months. Two or three very, very strong developments acting as tailwind. One, a huge block deal that happened 10 days ago on the counter worth about 70,000 crore rupees, plus additional buying, and the fact that Bharti Airtel now wants to increase its stake to become a majority owner above 51% on Indus Towers. It's negotiating with Vodafone PLC, the other co-promoter of Indus, to buy 233% stake in this one. One stock I'd like to mark is Power India. Sakshi, this is earlier known as Hitachi. 12,843, 12% higher. Rare for us to see this kind of a move. This is moving alongside CESC. That's why I'm marking. Again, a record high on this one. And the volume on this is also fantastic. I'd also like to mark another stock, which is Hudco. Sakshi's discussed it. 3.7% higher, and IREDA. These are the two companies which are extremely trader friendly, and they have given phenomenal returns that have been enjoyed by traders of all sizes. IREDA is the second best gainer in the in the PSU space, 194.30. The intraday high was 199. There's a whole host of stocks which we've marked across the spectrum today, and all of them are doing fantastically well. Sakshi, what's on your plate?
Again, I can see some fertilizer stocks come back into some move. I think Deepak Nitrite, Coromandel, they are looking positive now after that entire weakness that we have seen unfold. It's coming back. I think it's Deepak Nitrite in front of you, 2.5% higher, 2523. It's at the day's high point. Let's also pull up Coromandel International, and we'll pull up a few more stocks like RCF and NFL and FACT also, to see whether the move has extended to those stocks as well. And we'll also ask Raghavendra here to tell us, it's 3:21 right now, so the perfect time to ask him about BTST trades that he is looking at. So Raghavendra, any calls that you'd like to take, BTST?
BTST trade, definitely it's my GMR Infra. I'm expecting stock to touch around 105 tomorrow. And apart from that, Reliance. These two stocks are looking for BTST. Perfect structure for BTST stock. Check out the volume, check out the breakout, check out the open interest. So सारे फ्रंट पे ये दो स्टॉक हैं जो मुझे लग रहा है BTST जा सकते हैं.
Okay, Reliance Industries and GMR Airports Infra. We'll continue to look at these particular stocks as well. And you were mentioning Indus Towers, it's climbed up in the F&O space also again today, so that's also buzzing.
Could you just check the all-time high for Indus Towers?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure it's not nearby, but it's far away in terms of when it was made, because the stock has seen terrible times. Okay, where it's not so bad. Okay, yes. So all-time high is 497, and we saw it in July 2015. So July 2015, that's 5 plus 4, 9 years ago. Let's see. This is very interesting. There is a lot of head and a lot of space left for Indus Towers new owners who've come in 15 days ago to enjoy that bounce. This will something that I'll keep on tracking. I distinctly remember the IPO and of course the business very well. Sakshi, this will be a great watch. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep an eye out on Indus Towers for the long term. At about 355 today, it's the highest since Jan 18. So 2 plus 4 6, 5.5 year high is what you have on Indus Towers. This is a quality stock. I'll look at valuations tonight and then we'll talk about it tomorrow, Sakshi. 3:23, still 7 minutes left.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's also ask Vodafone with Raghavendra. Raghavendra, the way Vodafone has also surged today, I think 7.5% it moved up. Right now it's up about 5% odd. Your own sense, we have discussed this stock before. What's next for Vodafone idea?
साक्षी, अभी कुछ दिन पहले मैंने एक मेरे क्लाइंट को बोला था कि बहुत दिन से मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मैंने कई बार आपके साथ भी ये चीजें डिस्कस की. मैंने बोला उनको कि एन आइडिया कैन चेंज योर लाइफ विदाउट योर वाइफ. तो आप प्लीज इसको तो आइडिया को आप इमीडिएट जो है आइडिया, क्योंकि वो बेचारे अभी भी मैरिड नहीं है, तो मैंने बोला सर आप वो तो शादी आपकी हो जाएगी, लेकिन एटलीस्ट पहले आइडिया ले लो। ये आपको 40 का भाव दिखाई दे रहा है मुझे, तो मैं अभी भी बोल रहा हूँ आइडिया 12.5 रुपए पे। इंडस टावर हम डे फॉर यस्टरडे वी डिस्कसिंग विथ यू 312 316 के रेंज में था, चहल मैं और आप थे सब लोग, तो वहां भी मैंने कहा था इंडस टावर बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, यहाँ पे आना चाहिए, अच्छा स्ट्रक्चर है। वोडाफोन आइडिया 12.5 रुपए का QIP था, मैं बोल रहा हूँ ये सुजलॉन का भाव दिखाई देगा, आप इसको छोड़ो मत। अभी 18 है, अभी भी बहुत कम वैल्यूएशन है। आप इसका चार्ट देखिए, मंथली चार्ट 6 साल का ब्रेकआउट है, जैसे अभी शैल जी ने देखा इंडस टावर का। मैं बोल रहा हूँ 2016-17 के बाद आई थिंक अब जाके ये 18 के ऊपर मंथली क्लोजिंग हो रही है। मंथली क्लोजिंग बहुत स्ट्रांग है, डेरिवेटिव का स्टॉक है, वॉल्यूम बहुत अच्छा है, मुझे लगता है स्टॉक में पोटेंशियल है अगले मंथ में 25-26। मेरा टारगेट 40 रुपए है, जब तक वो नहीं आएगा मेरे लिए स्लोगन सेम है, एन आइडिया कैन चेंज योर लाइफ।
क्या बात है।
राघवेंद्र जी एक बात बताइए, आप अभी भी सिंगल हैं क्या?
नहीं सर, नहीं सर, मैं नहीं हूँ सर सिंगल, अभी 2 बच्चे हैं मेरे अभी।
आप बहुत ब्रेव भी हैं।
I know. I hope your wife is not listening to you.
नहीं, स्टेज डॉक्टर तो वो स्टॉक मार्केट देखती भी नहीं है, सुनती भी नहीं है।
That's why he's taking the liberty to say.
आप पब्लिकली कह रहे हैं ये हमने रिकॉर्ड किया है, बेचते हैं। तो ladies and gentlemen, please ignore Raghavendra's comment on idea.
नहीं, जोक्स अपार्ट, शैल डेफिनेटली
stick to only to the recommendation part.
तो जोक्स अपार्ट क्या है, मार्केट में बहते हैं, थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस बस्टर भी होना चाहिए हमारे पास। तो वही मैंने उनको बोला कि नहीं सर आप पहले ये ले लो, उसके बाद देखेंगे क्या करना है, पहले आइडिया
क्या पता शादी का खर्चा आइडिया से निकल जाए।
आइडिया बस देखिए, शादी में कितना खर्चा करेंगे वो तो मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन आइडिया से खर्चा पक्का निकलेगा, ये तो मुझे कंफर्म है कि डेफिनेटली स्टॉक का स्ट्रक्चर जिस हिसाब से है, मुझे लगता है सर अभी देखिए जिस हिसाब से प्रमोटर या कंपनी ने ये सोचा कि रिवाइवल करना है, स्टेक बेच रहे हैं, डेट में से बाहर निकाल रहे हैं, जो भी एक्सपेंसेस है वो कम कर रहे हैं, तो ये कहीं ना कहीं इंडिकेशन दिखा रहा है कि कंपनी ईगरली जो है अपने आप को बाकी सब चीजों से बाहर निकाल के बैलेंस शीट इंप्रूव करना, बिजनेस को इंप्रूव करना, उस पर फोकस कर रही है, जो कि बहुत अच्छा साइन है।
फेयर पॉइंट है। और जो आपने मंथली चार्ट की बात करी राघवेंद्र जी, मैंने कुछ मिनट पहले साक्षी को एक क्वार्टरली चार्ट भेजी थी वोडाफोन आइडिया की, जहां पर हर कैंडल 3 महीने को जताती थी। वहां पर भी बड़ा ज़बरदस्त ब्रेकआउट है, और एक पर्टिकुलर लाइन जो मैं बहुत देखता हूं, उसके ऊपर आपको आइडिया सेलुलर हल्की हल्की सांसें लेता हुआ देख रहा है। अब क्या होगा ये तो समय ही बताएगा, लेकिन ध्यान रखिए। और जैसा कि आपको बताया राघवेंद्र जी ने कि दिस इज़ एन आइडिया दैट कैन चेंज योर लाइफ, प्रभु इनकी सुने। बाकी तो ब्रेव आदमी तो ये हैं, ये तो हमें पता चल ही रहा है।
सिर्फ इतना ही सुने प्रभु सर।
Alright, well,
लेकिन वो हमने रिकॉर्ड कर लिए राघवेंद्र जी।
आप बताओगे सर मुझे।
आप ये कह दीजिए, इसको ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड कर दीजिए, तो बस फिर हम
इसको ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड कर लीजिए। ये चीजें मैंने बोली ही नहीं कभी।
So, but you know, Shell can always use it in his personal phone and show it to you every time you say no to come on our show. So, you know that you can't get away from us. Every time we have to ask you, you have to oblige.
गेस्ट डेस्क को इसका एक वीडियो बना के भेज।
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Raghavendra, for being with us on the show and for this fantastic discussion and several stocks and ideas that you shared with us on the platform as well. 0.5% increase on the Nifty viewers, 23,850 by our side. Just a minute to go, and we hope that at least this one stays now. And the Nifty Bank 0.2% uptake, 52,753, 140 points higher for this. Reliance Industries clearly particularly the stock of the Nifty that pulled up the Nifty single-handedly, almost contributing about 100 odd points to the Nifty, and its own market cap has surged by about 90,000 crores in just a single day today. So that's the kind of move that has come in on Reliance. Following it is Bharti Airtel, a 3.2% strong move, 1462. Ultratech Cement, a very strong surge, almost a 2.8% rally. Grasim is up by about 1.5%. You also have Sun Pharma that pulled up towards the end of the show, is now up by 1.3%. So we'll watch out for Sun Pharma, whether that also carries the momentum tomorrow. Cement space, of course, we've discussed it ad nauseam today. Vodafone Idea, Biocon, Indus Towers, these were the top movers as far as the F&O movers are concerned. Sectorally, the action was within the oil and gas, infrastructure, FMCG, of course the banks, private banks, PSUs, financial services, and even the small caps. Those are the sectors that did very well in the broader markets. We of course had stocks within the cement pack that did well, Titagarh Rail, CESE, some of those stocks that were rallying in trade, Hitachi Energy, as Shell had pointed out, some of these stocks that really went up in double digits in trade today. Shell.
Well, Sakshi, I think I'm just thinking about which defense stock will now rise 10% tomorrow. So, two 10% each on Garden Reach. Before that, it was Cochin.
Yeah.
My bet is on BDL, and my bet is on BDL because Mr. Hemen Kapadia said so.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. With that, viewers, we'll keep an eye out on the entire defense space and the markets here on from here. So do stay tuned with us. Markets have had the second day in a row and a fantastic one at that for the market. So we'll continue to see the momentum for you. We'll see you tomorrow morning, but action continues on the other side. So you stay tuned on Business Today.
On the 5th of May, the NEET examination was conducted in 3 schools in Bahadurgarh city in Haryana. The Hardayal Public School, SR Century School and the Vijay Senior Secondary School. What happened at these centers on that